So this will be a repair of a air conditioner where the fan doesn't spin and the compressor doesn't come on, and it's a capacitor problem. The unit had a 4 and 30 microfarad cap, and I replaced it with something I had laying around. It was a 5 and 40 microfarad cap. Okay, this air conditioner looks like it's an older York, about 28 years old. It's reporting not able to run the condenser fan, and the compressor isn't running either, and so I've been kind of asked to kind of look at it and see what's going on. So I troubleshot it a little bit. I suspected maybe the fan over the phone might have died, but I can freely spin that, and that's usually a good sign. So if it's a stalled fan that's locked up, usually your breaker will trip, or it'll just get really warm, super warm right here. But if it's movable, that's a good sign that the fan hasn't completely seized up here. So let's go see if we can actually find out what's wrong. Okay, so I've got 240 volts at the contactor. I know the contactor is active. Those are my black and red probes. About, let's say 235. So I know I'm getting juice to the air conditioner, and that's a good sign. So it's either the compressor is completely dead, or it's this capacitor I kind of unbolted here, which this is what I'm suspecting it is. The air conditioner activated here, and I don't know if you can hear it there at 60 hertz. So we definitely got power going in, but we'll verify that too. So there's nothing coming on, the compressor isn't kicking on, and the fan isn't spinning. So one of the things I like to see if it's a run capacitor before I take that out, if I can turn the fan blades and get them to spin, that means it's usually the run capacitor. So in this case, the fans are starting, so that's a good sign. So the run capacitor is basically used to start the fan and the compressor, and in this case the fan is fine, it's working fine, there's nothing wrong with it. And I suspect the capacitor's bad, so I'll go ahead and look at that, and then we can kind of diagnose what's going on. So needless to go without saying, you want to disconnect the 240 volts or shut the breaker off inside your house before you do any work on the run capacitor. Otherwise you're going to endure a nice electrical shock. So I always make sure I pull the outside disconnect. In this case a little bit too hard, and so the system voltage is now disconnected, so now I can work on it just from the relay. But anyway, so now I'm going to go in, I'm going to make sure that I document all my color codes here. So this part brown goes to the fan, and then there's this red and purple that go to the C, and then this yellow that goes to the Herm. So I'll just do a pin for pin swap here and turn it back on. If you got a little capacitance meter here, I got a Fluke 115A, I think it is. So it's got a capacitance meter on here. So right now it's reading nanofarads, which is really low when it's open circuited. And so what I'll do is I'll go here and measure my two values. One should be, I think it's like 5 and 30. And right here between common and the compressor, it's 0. And then you go from common to the fan here. Kind of hard to see here. That's still 0, so the cap is bad. Here's the capacitor that runs both the compressor and the motor here. And after about 28 years, it's starting to go out here, and you can kind of see it's bulging here, and that's one of the signs that the runtime cap here is bad. So 28 years, it's worked really well. Okay, I always like to make sure everything's color coded and take pictures before and after so I don't swap all these in the wrong order. So here the yellow was the Herm, brown is the fan, and this purple / red is the C. So if you can replace this with a drop-in replacement, it's really simple. Again, you need to make sure that you get the correct size. In this case, I've got a 4 microfarad and a 30 microfarad for my 2 caps, and it's rated at 370. So this is an attempt at me trying to screw this in and record at the same time, and that's why it's wobbling all over the place. But anyway, I got it all installed and ready to go.
Let's get it back in. And alright, so we'll just button this up and we're good to go. Maybe get some of the cobwebs out.
Alright, hopefully this helps someone out. Please like, share, and subscribe. This will probably save you about $200 to $300 if an HVAC tech comes out, depending on how hot it is and the demand for all their services. I'll leave a link in the description below for the part. It's about $20 on Amazon.